right, ladies. I don't know which one of you needs to hear this, but I'm just going to go on and say it. Stop giving out your goodies. Whatever you have to offer, okay, especially, the cookies, stop giving that out. Because at the end of the day, I get it. You desire marriage. You desire, a man to lead you, to protect you, to provide for you. Okay? And you know what men are accustomed to. But at the end of the day, ladies, there's a certain way that God has ordained things to go, and particularly marriages, okay? When a man and a woman comes together, it has to be done the right way. You have to allow the man to do his part, because not only are you allowing the man to show you what he's worthy of, okay? And I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. What I'm saying is God has given us all a specific purpose, a plan for our lives, okay? And if you're operating at that and you're connected to God, then you already should know what God is leading you to do in your life. So the man has to be in alignment with you, ladies, okay? And best believe men are looking to see if you're in alignment with them, okay? Yes, a man's going to take whatever you freely give him, whatever goodies you have to offer. You're going to cook for him, you're going to clean, you're going to wash his laundry, you're going to do all that, clean up after him, tell him everything what to do day in and day out. You don't think he's going to take that? He's going to be taking that while at the same time looking at what he can go out and pursue, what he can go out and work for and earn, because that's in a man's DNA. That's who they are. That's who God created them to be hunters, okay? Right? Work the ground, work for whatever it is that they need, that they desire. So a man needs to work for you, and you'll know he sees you as the one, because he has no problem doing that, because he needs to work for his missing rib, okay? He wants to work for that missing piece of him, all right? But if you're not allowing him to do that and you're making it all easy for him, yeah, he's going to take it. And even if you got the best goodies to give, the best cookies to give out, at the end of the day, guess what? He's still going to run if he's not ready. He's still going to, if he's already used to that surface type of relationships and encounters, he's still going to run. And he's still going to go look for the next, okay? So you don't want that type of man anyway. So just don't give out the goodies. Just don't give them out, okay? But if a man truly takes his time out to pursue you, show you that he wants to be a part of your world, he wants to be that man for you, that protector, that provider, that leader, okay? He honors God. He sees your value. He sees your worth, okay? That's the man worth giving some time to, okay? But the man has to still, let you know on his terms, on his timing, ladies. You shouldn't have to bring up marriage or anything to a man. I mean, don't even sit there with a man and be like, oh, I like you. Okay, let's get married. No, let the man do it on his timing, because that proposal is going to show you exactly what that man is going to do in the relationship. If he doesn't propose, just letting you know, he's more likely not going to do nothing in the marriage. Okay, you're going to be raising him. He's going to be like a man child. You're going to be telling him what to do every single day. You're going to, have to, pretty much be giving out all the goodies, and you're not going to really get any. You're going to get less than breadcrumbs, okay? So when a man actually takes the time to plan out the proposal, he's taken the time to get to know you. He took out the time to get to know your heart and the things that you like and the desire and what makes you happy and stuff. And then he puts together this beautiful proposal, this offering, not only to you, he's not offering whatever he was able to do and work hard for and stuff to you, to show you, like, here, I can take care of you. I want you to be my wife. I need my other half. I need my rib, right? But he's also offering up whatever it is to God to see if God approves. And when he takes that time out to do this beautiful proposal to you ladies, then this man is letting you know, like, you're worth it. He's going to put in effort. not just that time, but all throughout the marriage, because you let him prove himself. Okay. And that is a beautiful start of a beautiful relationship, a beautiful kingdom marriage, matrimony. Okay. But ladies, it's up to you again, because you hold the key to life. And once you are able to meet your kingdom partner, your kingdom husband, and he's able to recognize you as his kingdom wife, then great. Okay. Let him propose, and then boom, give him all the goodies. Give him whatever you got. Let him clean out the cupboard, whatever. Because that's only going to produce more goodness, more goodies, good seeds. Okay. You're going to be planting good seeds into the earth, because I get it. A lot of people just like, oh, kids will be kids. Oh, this and that. But no, you guys. Okay. There is such thing as us getting with the wrong partner, and now we're producing these seeds that aren't necessarily good. Yes, you have the power to speak life or death into anything, into your children and people and all that, into your life. But why not start off good? Why not already start off on the good foot, the way that God intended it for it? This is why God says you should wait until marriage, okay? Because he knows how pleasurable it is. He knows how pleasurable, the goodies and the fruit is. He knows how pleasurable it is. But it unlocks so much more than just pleasure, okay? It unlocks the spiritual realm. It literally does. And we are, as women, are the ones to allow the knowledge of good and evil to come within us. Okay. Come within us. And we have the power to produce good and evil. Okay. So we have to think very long and hard about this. Okay. Do you want to just keep giving out your goodies and all that? Because, I know I can put it on them, or I can do this and I can persuade. No. Okay. Like I said, a man that doesn't want to be kept, a man that just wants to bounce because he knows how easy it is and how freely nowadays things are being given. He's not allowing his heart to be touched. He's not used to that, and he's not ready for that, more than likely. His heart is closed off. It's hardened from whatever he's been through or whatnot. So he's surface level anyways. You don't want that type of man. So don't even think about, don't have that mind frame. Renew your mind. This is why we need to renew our mind. In Romans, Paul is talking about how I know it's in me. I know nothing but bad is in me, but I know good is in me. And this is before, Jesus Christ really died for our sins. And he says, but I just don't have the power. I don't have the willpower or pretty much the desire to do good. Why do you think? Think about how many years and years, centuries, that bad seeds have been sown here on earth because of impatience, because of not allowing the man to be the man. Every day is a new day to get it right, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day. So, ladies, if you just pull back them goodies, men will have no choice but to do their part. Okay, and it starts young. Mothers, let them sons work. Let them do it for themselves at a young age. I will never forget this. My son was 3 years old. My oldest was 3 years old. I'm in survival mode. I'm in a marriage I had no business being in. I was married to a non-believer and whatever. Long story short, I'm in survival mode. So I'm just trying to work, get some stuff done. And my 3-year-old, I stopped at the gas station. He's like, Mommy, I want to pump gas. He was way in the back. I didn't want to have to take him out the car seat, buckle it up, this and that. I'm like, it's easier just to hop out and pump my own gas so I can get back working and making this money. Lo and behold, he's crying. He's trying to go back and forth with me. I'm already thinking about how I've been invalidated in the relationship, in the marriage that I've been in for almost 10 years by this time. How I'm not heard, how what I say I don't like, or what I don't want, or even what I want is not reciprocated. It's discarded. So hearing my 3-year-old tell, pretty much go back and forth with me, and I'm just saying, no, honey, I'm nice in the beginning. Like, no, honey, like, I need to hurry up and get this done. But he's like, oh, no, let me do it, just forceful. And it frustrates me. I'm like, the time I'm getting to calm him down and just that, the gas could have been pumped. But long story short, that just was, he wanted to leave. He wanted to get out the car. He wanted to just, I was the worst mom in the world. But what happened was God spoke to me that evening, and it was like, Cherish, you need to start letting them, my other son was a baby, letting them do these things. He was 3 years old. He had the strongest desire to just do things for me. And they still do. But at that moment, it clicked to me, and I was like, dang, I gotta really take the time out to show my sons that it's okay to provide and to do things for a woman and stuff. And it had to start with me. So God's like, you have to take the time out. I get it. You're on the go. You want to go, but now you got to take the time. This was your decision. You made a decision to have these children. So you got to do what you got to do. So at that moment, I realized, thank God, like I see it, because believe it or not, or I know you guys know, but believe it or not, whatever traits that your partner has, those kids are going to have those traits, and you don't know what traits they're going to get. Okay. So if you already don't like the traits of the partner that you chose, this is why you need to get to know your partner and really like them. Not just as but really like how they think, what they do, how they are in every aspect. Okay. And then obviously love them. Love can just grow deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's the beauty of it, right? And you should just create that friendship first, where you can trust them, you can rely on them, you can depend on them. They ride or die for you. You know what I mean? Like, you're A1, so when that happens, then you kind of already see what type of offspring you're going to have. But when you already know, like, dang, and then you try to think kids are going to make it better, no, because those traits are going to move forward and down the line. Okay. And they can get worse or they can get better. The hope is always to get better, right? So long story short, God had to really speak to my heart about that, and I had to ingrain it. And still to this day, it's a everyday battle. I have to force myself, because being how I was raised and everything and all of that, y'all, I had to renew my mind. My mind is renewed now. So now I know, like, kids, boys especially, y'all gonna do what you have to do. Okay. I teach them what they should do for a woman and what their role is based off of what God says. Okay. And for me, I'm learning to be in my femininity. Okay. I'm not leading no man. No, I'm not. I will help. Okay. Got lots of ideas, but leading, no. So ladies, just keep your eyes focused on God and think about the order of things, because God is telling us these things to keep the steady growth of the marriage that you desire. Okay. The steady abundance, the happiness, the love, the peace, the understanding. He's doing it all for our good. Okay. So I urge you, if you're not abstinent or celibate right now and you're in a relationship, but you're not married, I urge you to cut it out. And I don't care what y'all got to say right now. Cut it off. I don't care if you got kids. I don't care. Cut it off. Gotta go back to your parents' house, go in a hotel, do what you gotta do, because it starts now. We have the power to change the trajectory of this world, of this life that everybody have been feeling I feel pain of it. A man needs his wife. He needs his rib. Okay. Women, we do need to be led. I don't care. That feminine movement got us all jacked up. It had me on one too. Then being raised by a single mother really had me on one. But at the end of the day, no, I renewed my mind. So I am urging you, ladies, cut it off, cut it out, pull back your goodies, put them up in the cupboard, stash them away, hide them, whatever you got to do until the right man comes and pursues you, takes you as his wife, then here. But during this journey, during this process of waiting or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, I would say this is your chance just to do you. Be all that God has created you to be as an individual. Have your identity. Create your beautiful life. So the right man will see how you're doing it and seeing like, oh, I can't, I can't do that. She's going to ask for too much. No. Okay, good. Weed them out now. Don't weed them out later after you've given them the goodies. No, do it first. So this message was very hard for me to get out because I believe Satan, the ancient serpent, didn't want me to expose his butt. Okay, he didn't want me to expose how deceitful giving up the goodies too soon could be. Think about it, ladies. When you give up all the goodies and all that up front, and then the man didn't really have to work for you. He didn't have to pursue you. It wasn't a challenge enough or whatnot. And then when you start pulling them goodies back and you start telling him, it could be in a very nice way, very, respectful way and everything. Like, hey, I need a little help because you're feeling tired. You're feeling like all the pressure's on you. And now what happens? This man is getting angry now. Well, guess what? That man was never there to be that man that you want or desire. Okay, that leader, that protector, that provider. That man was just looking to take. So what happens? If it's a man that obviously has the spirit of the ancient serpent, a demon, a wolf in sheep clothing, call it what it is, a vampire or whatnot, then he was just there to take and use and not do any of that. So what do you think is going to happen? Of course he's going to get angry. Of course he's going to get upset. Of course he's going to have a temper tantrum. Of course he's going to make it seem like you're the problem and I don't want to do nothing for you. You're not worth it. You're not this and that. Of course he's going to try to make you feel like that because he didn't have the heart of God. He didn't have the mind of God. And he sure didn't have the spirit of God. Okay. He was just there with the wrong reasons. Y'all, please look up the love scripture. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not self-seeking. Okay. The love never fails. Okay. So if you're giving all the man these goodies and this and that, and then you're wondering why he's not giving it back, is because that was more than likely not a man of God and not the man for you. Okay. And more than likely it started off on a rocky foundation already. You need a strong foundation for a strong marriage, ladies. You need a very strong foundation, and it starts with you. I'm going to keep saying that. You hold the key. You hold the power of knowledge of good and evil. What are we going to keep producing? Good knowledge or not good knowledge? Because right now these kids and just a lot of grown men and women, just the knowledge is not good. It's not of God. Okay. It's full of just lust and wrath and just deceitfulness and manipulation and all of those gaslighting and just all that stuff that is not of God. You don't have to do that at all. Okay. Just the best way to weed them out is, ladies, is just to stop giving out the goodies. You know what you have, and that's fine. Okay. And I've even seen this. And if you want to know the tea, look at comments. I was looking at a post one day a while back, and it was like, man, what makes you not want to come back to a lady after doing the do? And I saw a man's comment. He was like, it was too good. Too good. The cookies were too good. He's like, I'll mess up my whole life, So right there, that man wasn't even in it for the long haul anyways. The girl was probably a nice girl, this and that, gave up the cookies or whatever, gave him some cookies. And now he was already on his way out because he realized, I'm not ready to be loved. I'm not ready to be emotionally available. I'm not ready to be emotional or vulnerable. I'm not ready to give. I'm not ready to settle down. Whatever it is, that man knew that. So he left, even though it was good. He wasn't ready for that good loving. So he will dip. But if you keep allowing that man to come after he's already disrespected you, probably ghosted you, and didn't work for you and stuff, he's going to keep getting it. he's gonna keep taking it, of course. But in his mind, he's already on to the next. He's looking for his rib. He's looking for the one that he can pursue, the one that he has to work hard for. Okay, ladies? That's how a man's mind works. Your mind should work like, I'm precious, I'm the prize, I'm the gift. Okay. And you don't have to be snobby about it. You don't have to be all about it, okay? Just be in your femininity, doing you, living your best life. And if a man wants to come and approach you or whatnot, accept. But you know, at the end of the day, what you're not giving. You can give a little time, you know what I mean? But that's it. The man has to be able to show you like he can plan, he can initiate, he can he can open doors, you know? He can do all that on his own without you having to tell him to do it. Because if you got to tell him, he's already not really there. Okay? Especially if he's a grown man. Remember, ladies, mothers, if you're mothers, it starts young. These boys need to learn this at a young age. You don't want to waste your time trying to teach him how to treat you. Trust me. No, you don't. So, I wanted to give another analogy because that's just what I like to do. But think about it like this, ladies. I know there's a lot of y'all that probably like, dang, this man treat his car better than he treats me or better than he treats girls and stuff. You know why? A man can go and see the best car on the lot. Okay. And he got the funds for or whatever and stuff, and he goes and gets that car. It's cute, it's nice, it's sparkling, okay. And he sees all these other cars, but he picks that car. At the end of the day, he drives that car and this and that car is like, you know, it's a cool car, you know, but in the dang in the dang garage, he has 5 other cars. And he goes to take time and to spend time with all those other 5 cars. But ladies, that man that goes in to a junkyard, but he spots a rare gem, a classic. Okay, it's a little beat up, got a little baggage hanging, you know, a little bumper maybe hanging off, you know, no doors or whatnot, you know, it's a little raggedy. But at the end of the day, he sees that value. He sees the value. He sees the classic. He knows how much that car is worth. He's like, okay, if I just put a little time and effort into that car, a little sweat, okay, maybe a little blood too, whatever, a little time, you know, apply some pressure to that car, you know, clean it up a little bit, you know, put it in the right environment to get the right things it needs, the right parts and stuff, all that, then I know this car is going to be beautiful, and I know this car is going to be everything I ever desired, ever imagined, right? That man gets that car. That man puts the time in, puts the work, you know, makes it a beaut. Now this car is just shining beautiful. That car doesn't compare to his other cars. That car is outside of the garage. That car is not even in the garage, okay? As a matter of fact, this man's cars in the garage haven't been washed or anything, because this classic is all he stares at, all he looks at, all he desires, all he wants to drive, all he needs at this point. He realized this is a classic. When he drives this car, everybody's turning their heads. When he's with this car, everybody's turning their heads. Everybody's like, oh, wow, where do you get this? Where do you get that car? That's a rare beauty, you know, that's a rare diamond. That's a diamond in the rough. No one can get that these days and stuff. He's like, y'all proud and stuff. Yeah, you know, because he put the time and work into that car. So he knows, like, yeah, I'm showing off this car. Not only is he showing off this car, but he's showing off what he can do. Provide and protect this car. You know, I fixed this car with my own hands, right? So this classic now is just beautiful. This man takes it to get washed every day personally. Don't let nobody else touch it and stuff. Don't let nobody else drive it. Nothing. He's protecting that car with his life. And you know, them other cars are obsolete now. He's selling them cars. Like, I'm gonna sell these cars just in case my baby needs to get fixed or anything happen. I need to have whatever I need for this classic, right? And long story short, ladies, that's a man when he finds a rare diamond, one that's not given, a woman that's not just out here freely giving out her goodies, doing it. And you may not have ever been that type of lady. I'm not saying you is out here giving out your goodies and cookies or whatever. What I am saying is that a man doesn't care what you tell him. He doesn't. He's gonna go off of what you do. So if you let him work for you and prove himself to you and show you what he's capable of and what he got, then at the end of the day, he's going to protect you. He's going to look at you as that rare diamond, as that classic. He don't need nothing else. You're fulfilling to him, okay? You do it. You are it for him, okay? That's how he's going to view you. So all the side ones he needs and stuff is obsolete. And yes, some of these men realize that you were that diamond in the rough too late. You were the rare gem too late because they were so used to the other girls and the way they were doing it. It's not that you didn't stand out. You stood out, but he was still operating off of that what he's used to. So he wasn't able to see all the value you had. You know what I mean? He was used to them regular old cars that everybody else had. He was used to that. So he couldn't see you anyways. So yes, that's why a lot of the time men want to come back, because they're like, dang, she was different than all of the other ones. But it'd be too late at the end of the day. So it's your opportunity and your chance to get the man that you really want. Because at the end of the day, if he's already didn't do it to you then he ain't going to value you later. He's just not. So this is God telling you, this is your chance to really get everything that your heart desires. Okay, so hold on to those goodies. Make that man propose. And I'm not going to say make, okay? Allow that man to propose. I'm not going to say make, okay? Because you don't have to force nothing, and you don't have to beg, and you don't have to, whatever. I would say that a man doesn't need years to know whether or not you're his missing rib. Okay, he's going to know when you're not in his presence, when he can't talk to you, when he can't see you or whatnot, hear your voice or whatever it is, he's gonna feel it. He's gonna feel it and know, like, I'm missing my rib. Okay, so this doesn't even, you don't have to touch him, you don't have to do anything. You're not gonna have to do any of that, okay, because you've captured his heart. Okay, you've captured his soul, the innermost parts of his being, to where all he sees is you in your heart. Okay, nothing else is going to matter, because he knows the real you. He knows the true you. Okay. Yeah, forget all the exterior and stuff. Yes, you could be beautiful. You can be just out of this world, drop dead gorgeous or whatnot. But none of that matters if you didn't capture his heart. Okay. If you didn't speak to his soul, and if he didn't get to see who you are within. Okay. So just keep that in mind, ladies. And if some guys watch this, then I'm sorry I'm spilling the tea, but it is what it is. We all got to do better, because we all want the same things. We all want that companionship. We want to find our soulmate. We want to be able to feel the love, that unconditional love that God has ordained. Some people can give unconditional love to everybody, but here's the thing. Your kingdom spouse is what's going to be able to get parts that nobody else will ever get. And that's the beauty of it, ladies. You get to pick and approve. Okay. Men are going to choose, but you get to pick and approve. Okay. So anyways, pick wisely. approve wisely, shall I say, and everything will work out, y'all. I hope all of this made sense. I know it was long. My kids are out of the house now. I had to come to the car because it's a hot, crazy, loud mess in the house. I really didn't even have this much time, but I'm done. I'm about to get off this phone, but I hope y'all got something out of this message, ladies, especially. Okay, you hold the key. Okay, so anyways, with all that said, don't forget to cherish your beauty. Be all that God has created you to be, mind, body, and spirit. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.